get things ready. And Anita will say,
you are the
I'm
most prepared.
so organized, and I've written them notes to do after I'm gone, and everything that needs to be done, and I made my funeral plans. I took care of practically everything.
Yeah.
And
and everything's documented and detailed.
Yes, it's documented and detailed in fine print and certified by the courthouse. So, in that respect, it's a blessing, because I would not have done that. Would not have done it, and I probably would have gone, and then you guys would have had a mess.
Well, it wouldn't be a mess because you don't have a mess.
Not a mess,
but we would have had to dig for stuff.
Yeah. And in the other, more spiritual and religious aspect of it, it has brought me closer to God, given me an opportunity to, really look within myself. And I don't want to get teary-eyed.
Let me find tissues.
Just it's something that we probably don't do, or should do, but don't do. And and that's been a blessing as well. And I've met so many, just kind of by accident, people who have really impacted my life since I've gotten ill. One was a doctor just recently at Carl, and on his card it said, "I am a Christian, I love pets." I forget what.
And I'm a physician.
But every time he came in to see me, he said, "Well, I offer a little something extra to my patients." And he said, "I like to pray with them, if that's all right with you." And he would hold my hand and say a beautiful prayer. Well, what are the odds of that, getting a doctor that would do that? So that touched me very deeply. And the lady that lives behind me, or did live behind me when I was at the condo, Mary, she's a very, 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 very staunch Catholic, very religious, very, 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 well, she heard that I was ill, and she's 85, and she came bounding across the back area, and she said she just wanted to ask if she could give me a prayer blanket that was made at St. Matthew's. And I said, well, of course, and that touched me as well. I mean, just out of the blue, and she lived right behind me, so she brought me two to choose from, and I have loved that prayer blanket, through all of this. So I guess in that regard, and just the overwhelming, amount of prayers and concern from people, it's just
you didn't know you were so loved.
No.
Well, I always called you my sister, the saint.
That to everybody.
Yeah, my sister, the saint, because you are loved, and you have been such a compassionate role model for everybody in the family.
Well, thank you. But yeah, and those types of things probably wouldn't have meant what they did to me, just because of my diagnosis and so on. And I don't know how much time I have left, but I doubt that it's very much longer. There's not much of me left for the cancer to eat away.
There's not.
I've lost so much weight, and I'm not eating and the cancer, the tumors are huge. I mean, you know, Anita can attest to that. And they drain me every day, and they get at least 1 liter of fluid off. So, you know, that I feel like that can only go on for a certain
finite amount of time. Yeah.
And I'm supposed to get a call from my hospice doctor. She said she'd check in on me today. And I'm going to just ask her, you know, what does she think my timeline is, given where I'm at right now? Because she had said, you know, weeks
ago.
Yeah, weeks ago. So I know we're getting down to the wire. It's hard to believe because I can still talk and pretty much function.
Yeah.
But, you know, not being able to eat causes death to come sooner, for sure. So
what's the doctor that Carl that had on his car? He was a Christian.
Oh gosh,
he was a hospitalist.
He was a hospitalist,
and it was I think Vinod Varghese or Varga.
Yeah, Varghese or Vargans.
Okay.
He was an Indian.
He's Indian.
A Christian. A Christian. Yeah.
You know him? Do you know him?
Yeah. No.
That one doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah.
Must be new.
Yeah, he probably came in right left.
He's
6 years ago.
Yeah.
He's young.
Yeah.
They're all young.
The nurses are just out of high school, I tell you.
Oh, gosh. Oh, I know. They look so young. I'm like, oh.
I remember when I slipped into middle age, I was working at Coon Rapids Medical Center, and they introduced me to this new orthopedic doctor, and I said, "You look like Doogie Howser." You know, I didn't realize. I think I turned the corner. I moved into that next generation, you know.
Yeah. Oh.
So,
gosh.
Well, Jan, when you get to heaven, make sure you leave the back door open for me. Okay.
Jeff and I'll work on that.
Yeah. One of you be on the lookout.
Jeff will probably stand there with his foot against the bottom of the door. make you push. You really want to come in?
You'll have to tell them about your dream about Lisa.
I did dream about Lisa. You know, Anita keeps asking me, have I had any dreams about anybody?
Or has anybody come? Yeah.
Yeah, has anybody come? Well, somebody keeps pulling on my toe or my foot. So I know somebody is saying, "Hey, come on."
So we figure that's Dad.
Yeah, that's got to be Joe.
Yes, that sounds like him.
And
TikTok, Nana, TikTok.
But anyway, the dream. I mean, it doesn't amount to much, but I just she was, and I was so happy to see her, and I said, well, how are you doing? And she said, well, I'm taking care of these 2 young boys. Whoops, lost him.
Oh, he'll call. Just click him again.
Oh,
we lost you.
Yeah, that's okay.
So how is she doing? Yep.
Yeah, and she said that she was doing good, but she was taking care. There's a call coming in.
Well, who is it?
I don't know. St. Joe.
Decline it. There you go.
Okay, sorry. I had a call come in, but I didn't take it.
So Lisa.
Yeah, she was taking care of these 2 young boys, and she needed my help. And So I feel like that was her
Yeah.
way of saying,
Let's
you know,
go.
come on, come on.
We're ready for you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Well, you remember the story of our mom who was visited by her grandma,
Yeah,
or her mom.
yeah, yeah, I do.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's what helped our mom become very devout, you know, and
Right.
spiritual on her own. Yeah.
Because she was quite young, right?
She was about 16 or 17.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
She was with, you know,
Yeah.
my grandma. Yeah.
well, that's young.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, well, I don't want to talk too long because it does wear me out, but I just thought, well, I'm still feeling pretty good, and this may be my last FaceTime call,
Sure.
but I just thought with Anita here, she could help me do it, and
Yeah.
A
so
lot.
Yeah.
I know you guys got a lot going on. Well, and there we have a poor connection. Okay, so
All right.
before we get cut off again, I'm gonna say I love you guys, and Matt, you've been the best
Love you so
brother
much.
I could have ever wanted. Norma, I couldn't have asked for a better
Why?
sister-in-law.
Oh,
So,
Mm.
so
Love you.
I love you. You guys have a good day.